I'm a fat pig.
What did you just call me?
I'm starving.
I am so full.
I'm gonna vomit.
I can't fit.
I'm nauseous.
What are you going to order?
Can I get a side of mayo?
I'm sweating.
Do you hear my breathing?
I cannot stop eating chips.
This is not an extra large.
Do I look fat?
Welcome to Fat Pig. I'm Frank Liotti.
And I'm Jessica Curson.
Wait, first of all, can we just talk about... Okay, so we have a guest today. This is a rarity. We never have guests.
Sometimes.
But Sean Donnelly is our guest.
And we both wanted him here. We both love him.
For like a long time. We've been wanting to say hi.
Yeah. Hello, how are you? I was waiting until you guys were talking.
So Sean brings, it's like a thing, Nilla wafers to the studio.
Yeah, we're all part of the same studio, podcast studio, Showbiz Studios. So every week that I come, I'm a man of routines, so I literally will bring the same things every week. So I'll bring like a bunch of waters, Nilla wafers, chips, and like an orange soda.
But I did your podcast, Jaws 2. You do What's Your Movie, right? Like you defend your movie.
Defend your movie, that's the podcast, yeah.
And I brought in Jaws 2, and I don't remember Nilla wafers.
No, Nilla wafers that wasn't the thing yet. And then I saw they had Nilla wafers at the corner store, and I'm like, all right, now this is a new staple. But there was probably chips when you did it, right?
Probably, I don't remember.
Yeah.
But in the last 15 minutes... I found a way, like in all of the silences, I must have eaten about 17 Nilla wafers in 5 minutes.
Wait,
like it's sneaking.
Really?
Yeah, like
Wait,
when you were on the phone.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really like, it's like when the person who's holding the cocaine keeps doing more and more of it.
Oh,
and they're
God,
like, where's all that
coke? I love
coke?
cocaine so much.
So
do you?
I've never done it.
Oh, it's
You've
so
never done
incredible.
coke?
I've never done coke, and
Yeah.
I feel like at this point I'm not going to start getting
You can't
started.
at this point. You're too
No.
old. I don't mean that in like a mean way.
No, I think you're right.
I don't think so.
I do.
think you can do a lot of cocaine and you won't die of a heart attack. If you want some, I have like a pound on me.
Where is it?
In my anus.
In a balloon?
So it's just in case. If that's, you stick it on
I
your
hold
butt.
it in there, and if there's ever a guest that wants it, I just take it.
Yeah, like you bring waters and Nilla wafers. She has coke up her ass.
I do. Yeah, every
Whoever
week I
wants
bring
it.
Coke up my ass and a grapefruit.
Ever since we've had Alex Guanaschelli, she's had coke and a grapefruit up her ass.
Yeah.
Since
Wait,
that guest.
Sean, I have a question.
Yes.
Why do you bring a new box every week? Do you eat the whole box?
Well, up until last week, I didn't realize that he was saving the boxes. I thought he was throwing them away.
So he has, how many boxes does he
He's
have?
got like 4 or 5 boxes.
I'm taking 7 home.
Well, you know how to make banana
home.
pudding, right?
I do. I asked Sean before if he liked banana pudding because I make a great banana pudding.
Who taught you?
My housekeeper.
What's the
Frank wants me to say she was black.
Dude, no, I want you to read
She
the
was
recipe like the
Jamaican.
way she taught it to you.
Oh, you put down the wafer in the pan, then you put some vanilla pudding. You can use snack whale. Then you put fresh banana. It get brown quick. And then you put cream. And you serve it up in a ladle.
A ladle?
A ladle, I just thought of that.
Sean, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, we're out of our minds.
I had, because I know the people that listen to us, the 4 people that listen to Fat Pig will go insane.
There's more now. It's getting a lot of heat. You're going to get famous from this podcast.
Yeah, we were in Penthouse this time out. So,
Time out or penthouse?
Time
Those are
out.
very
I
different
wish we were in
things.
Penthouse.
Yeah, I was in Penthouse with the cocaine in my ass. There was a big shot.
I was in
Money
Black
with the
Inches
centerfold,
when I was a
right?
kid.
was the centerfold.
The cocaine sticking in your butt.
God.
You just see the knot of the bag.
So Sean is a kick-ass comedian, and he grew up on. Is that Queens or Long Island? That's Long Island, right?
Excuse me. I was in Long Island.
Right.
Yeah, but right near Queens. So
On the
literally
border.
a 3-minute drive from Queens.
Are you 100% Irish?
I am.
100% Irish?
Yeah, but American, but Irish. Yeah.
No, you're not. You're Irish.
Irish. Hey!
You don't be fucking green on. You ate a lot of Lucky Charms growing up, right? I'm just fucking with you. Did your mom cook?
No, my dad did.
Really?
My dad did all the cooking.
Was he gay?
He was
I'm
not
joking.
gay. No,
I'm
he
totally
wasn't.
joking.
I don't think so. But he did all the cooking. Yeah, it was strange.
So she didn't cook at all?
Not really. My mom would make like French toast and like basic stuff. My dad would make like the dinners, but we didn't have anything. We just ate like basic meat and potato type stuff.
Right.
So like my dad would make roast beef with potatoes around the meat, and then my dad died a while ago. So when he died, she started cooking. Yeah, but not. She wasn't because he enjoyed cooking. He used to cook. he used to be like a short order cook at like a luncheonette place or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so he kind of knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was
stuff.
doing. He worked in the kitchen, yeah.
Are you a
that's
food
good.
person? Like, do you shove it in? Food person, addict, food person?
Not
or-
addict. I don't know. I don't know what you would consider it. I'm a food person where I'm like a crappy, like a junk food person, but
Into
not
it.
binging, more like just snacking all day,
Right.
So like,
You graze. Did you ever hear that? It's called grazing.
is that what it is?
Yeah.
So literally it's like, I have these ideas in my head of like certain things that go with certain foods. Like you have to have soda with pizza, and then like, or I'll have things where I'm like, everything has dessert. So every time I have lunch, I'm like, I gotta get dessert after lunch.
That's
I love
so
that.
interesting.
I get the first one. I always had a
That's-
root beer with pizza. I love root beer with pizza.
No, I love the dessert with a meal.
Yep.
That's so interesting.
Except for
love
breakfast. So so lunch, I'll be like, I'll just go out and get like a Milky Way Dark after a lunch, and
That's
then.
so funny to me.
I love that.
But I have in my head from being growing up in a very dysfunctional food family. My dad was an overeater. He went to meetings and stuff.
Oh.
So he went to OA.
He went to
so
OA.
it's
He's
a
big guy.
dysfunctional
He was like a
food
little bit
family.
bigger than I was. What?
But you lost a lot of weight,
I
didn't
lost
you?
some weight. Yeah.
Like a lot.
I
Yeah, I
lost,
think you
like-
look great.
Oh, thank you. I lost like 25 pounds. It's
great.
But now I think I gained
is-
some back because I stopped going to the gym because I moved, so it's a whole big thing.
Right.
But yeah, so I never had the nutritional part of learning how to eat at my house. So like was never forced to eat vegetables, I don't eat vegetables really. Like now I'm getting into Brussels sprouts and I like those. I didn't eat eggs for the long. I've only eaten eggs for the past year because I always we have a thing, and it's an Irish thing supposedly because my sister said she read an article about this. Consistency and texture of food can freak you out where you don't eat it. So like I won't eat like sushi because the texture of sushi because it's
Yep.
raw fish, or like I don't have mayonnaise. I won't touch mayonnaise. I've literally eaten a whole sandwich, half a sandwich. And then thought there wasn't mayonnaise on it, and then figured out there was, and midway through, and threw the other half away.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
My,
A lot of people get
my
sick
brother-in-law
nauseous
hates mayonnaise.
at mayonnaise.
too.
We love it.
Yeah.
Jessica and I love it.
I eat it plain.
I rub it all over my tits. Do shots of it.
Really? That's what's
Yeah.
keeping the bag in
yeah.
your ass.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. When you take the bag out, mayonnaise shoots everywhere. It's kind of why I keep it in all week. There's like a bucket of mayonnaise, and then the bag is like the cork.
Right.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I know Sean will laugh because he's like, what are you...
You went with it.
Sean and I did a great gig 2 weeks ago in a gymnasium in Long Island, and we both
Did
really
you
felt
really?
really good about our careers.
Wait a minute. You did a gig in a gym?
We did.
Both of us
at
did.
Oceanside High School.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lenny Marcus, where
Oh,
he
like
went,
that
grew
kind of
up.
gym. Okay,
well, there
that's
was
even worse.
50 people, and it seats, what, 700?
Yeah, that was
That's not
pretty
even
much what it was.
exaggeration.
Wait, what, school gym?
Yeah.
School gym, high school gym.
For what? What was the gig for? Was it a
They
benefit?
just do
or?
it. Apparently, they just do it once. Whenever the way Lenny described it, Lenny. The way Lenny described it was he's just like, yeah. Whenever they get the mood to do it, they just do it. I think it benefits the school.
Well,
He's
it
like,
benefited us because I don't think they made $1.
No, they definitely did not.
He's quoting Lenny Marcus, who's a comic, and that's like a very Lenny Marcus thing
Yeah.
to say. Whenever they want to do it, they just do it.
I love Lenny.
I do too.
But he
He's
literally,
amazing.
he was just like, yeah. So it's his brother-in-law and his sister that, I think they kind of set it up a little bit. And then Lenny helps them, and it was fun. The people were great.
They were very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was, you're right.
Unfortunately Jewish, but they were very nice.
Who was the audience?
They
Who was not
were-
kids? Kids? Or
There
just
were some
local
high
people?
school kids
High
there.
school kids in the
Okay.
front.
Yeah.
It was one of those shows where the room was gigantic, and you probably had 75 people at the show.
It's
and
so
then
crazy.
For some reason, they didn't force people to sit in the front row.
Oh, it was
Oh,
So there was just
God.
two, dopey Beavis and Butthead looking high schoolers
Yeah.
in the front row. So when I went up, I hosted. And when I went up, I'm picking on them, and it went well. Everybody, that's how you know it's a good show. That I was making fun of the kids.
Yeah.
And then they loved it. They loved it.
yeah.
I was just, anything I would say to these kids, they just loved it because they were like, yeah, screw these kids. We're sick of these kids.
Yeah, the stage was about 600 feet from the audience. It's a very good setup.
the worst.
And the stage was an inch long, so Lenny's like, just be careful, don't step forward. I'm like, I may, after if it doesn't go well. I may
Just-
purposely
just
dive.
Walk the plank.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like people that don't do stand up might not know it's horrible when the stage is far away from the audience.
Yeah, it's not intimate.
No, it's like and if you're in a gymnasium, just the whole sound and the smell of a gymnasium would probably make you want to kill yourself if you were a normal comedian.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it is? It was Lenny's high school, so he's walking through it like he gets freaked out every time he goes because it's like you ever go back to your high school, everything seems so tiny and
right,
weird.
you feel like you were a little person.
Yeah, it's so strange.
I remember these lockers.
My school's a Jewish geriatric center now.
Really?
It's a rehab. Yeah,
Wow.
it's closed.
Oh my God.
Really? Your high school?
Yeah.
Wait, when did it switch over?
In the 90s sometime. They got bought out.
Wow.
And we had 2 high schools in Comac, and now there's only one. The one I went to was like a center, I think. Yeah.
So it's still open.
But it's for rehab, like people that have strokes and stuff like that.
So they just knock it down, or they just turn the high
No, it
school?
looks almost like they covered it in like a fancier kind of brick.
I think they have a really good lacrosse team.
Can you imagine?
It's geriatric lacrosse.
Stroke lacrosse. I'm sorry.
Just scoring on their own goal.
They're going in a circle. All just.
When's lunch?
Ugh, this is exhausting.
What's this stick?
What is this? What is this, a canoe?
Who do I pass it to? Gerald? This is a canoe.
Did you, food's not your vice. Do you have a vice?
No, food. I would say food is my vice. I just don't eat. I don't eat healthy. That's what it is. It's not. I'll drink. Drinking and food is my vice.
But I've never seen you drink a lot, and I'm around you a lot. Do you drink during shows, like when you're at the Comedy Cellar and stuff?
I'll have a little bit here and there.
Really?
I've gotten better than I was. Yeah, like this past year I've gotten better, but lately I've been getting I've been kind of falling off. So I was drinking more at the Cellar recently. Like after shows, I'd hang out and have a few beers.
Mm-hmm.
If I go out on the weekends, a couple, if I get in my head that I'm going to go out drinking, I'll go out drinking. I'll get I forget that I'm almost 40, and then I'll drink more than a 40-year-old.
How the fuck did we go out drinking when we grew up? Because here
I
you
drank
have
2
subways,
six-packs.
here we have subways and cabs. When I think of growing up in suburbia,
Oh yeah,
how the what Philip, my friend Philip, and what we survived.
We drove drunk.
We drove obliterated.
I know.
I remember making a left on Sunrise Highway in the wrong lane. And we pulled onto the dirt to laugh at 3 a.m. It was the funniest fucking thing in the history of the world.
I drove drunk once. I was 19. I was going back to Manhattan College to visit friends. I had my dad's car. I didn't think I was going to drink for the night. I got loaded. I drove the car back to their house, my parents' house.
You made it.
I made it. I got in the driveway, and I realized I didn't remember the whole trip.
Yeah.
And I went, that's it. I won't do it anymore.
Yep.
And then after that, I just went with people in their cars or hung out at this bar that was walking distance from my parents' house and stuff like that. So I'm like, I can't. It freaked me out to no end that I literally could not. I blacked out.
Me too.
For the
I
trip.
would black out a lot when I was driving.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, end up in Vermont.
He's at the Guinness factory.
Yeah.
But I think that's what it was. I think people you ever hear that urban legend about the guys at the local bar, and then what happens is one guy doesn't drink for the whole night. He's a designated guy, and what he does is he walks out and he's stumbling, drops his keys. He's walking out. And he's all over the place. He gets in his car. There's a cop waiting for him outside. Takes off, hauls ass, takes off, speeds away. The cop pulls out after him and goes after him to give him, to pull him over. Everybody else is drunk. Everybody else gets in their cars and goes.
And the cop's gone.
And the cop's gone. That's why. It's like the deterrent.
Wait, I have a quick question. I just want to go back to your father really quick.
Sure.
When you say he was in the program, because I've been to a lot of OA meetings. What do you think? Was it more of an emotional thing or just?
Yes.
Yeah, with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Emotional.
So you grew up around emotional eating.
Yes. 100%.
Okay. Yeah.
And it took me a long time to realize we all did it. The way it was kind of portrayed when I was growing up was oh, it's my dad's thing. My dad was unhealthy. And then when I realized,
Was he overweight?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was probably 250 pounds or whatever it was. But I looked like my dad. I lost a little bit of weight, but my face looks like everything looks like my dad.
Yeah.
I just look like my
I remember
dad.
you saying that. Right.
Yeah. So what I realized later on, it wasn't just him; it was all of us. Now I don't know if he was kind of the flashpoint of the whole thing, where he was kind of inspiring us to kind of eat that way or whatever it was. But All of us were like that. Like I realized recently, like my mom's unhealthy too. My mom is super unhealthy. My mom would put salt on everything, and I realized my mom she gets egg rolls. This is what's so crazy. I always thought my mom was always thought of like as the healthy one in our house because she would eat tons of vegetables, the ones that we wouldn't eat. We did like string beans maybe. She would eat all the vegetables.
Wait,
right?
let me ask you a question about this because we're kind of close in age and whatnot. When we had string beans, I remember we had like Del Monte. Like now it's like organic.
We had Green Giant.
Like that. Like that's what I mean. Like Green Giant. Like
it
peas in a can.
Probably tons of sugar and tons of
all that
salt
shit. And the green beans were like a deep dark olive.
Yeah,
the string beans.
It wasn't fresh. It wasn't like from somebody's garden.
or even just like raw food that you steam and cook. Like it was a different world then.
It was a different
like
world.
Those
then.
were the vegetables.
It was a different world then. But you know what? I remember. But also, we weren't a healthy family, so we thought of that as like this is the healthy part of it.
Yeah.
Or like I remember my friend Matt, my friend Matt, that lived behind me. They would drink milk with dinner, and we'd make fun of them.
Yeah, that's
We'd be like
hysterical.
milk with dinner,
Yeah.
and we would drink soda every. That's where my soda.
Yeah.
I had a. That's my. If you want to talk Vice, soda, regular sugar soda. It took. I don't really
It's
drink
bad.
it. It took me forever to get off it.
Yeah.
I'm not off it completely, but I'm way better than I was.
Do you drink diet in place of or just
Nope,
water?
I drink water, and I'll have like half an iced tea here and everything every once in a while, and I'll drink seltzer and stuff like that. But
That's so good because soda is evil.
It's
Yeah.
like it's one of the worst things.
But I agree. Like when I would see them on TV drinking milk with dinner, I would laugh at it or be like, "Ew!"
Yeah,
because
ew.
we drank soda with dinner.
Yeah.
Or in the high school movies where they would have a soda machine in the cafeteria, I'd be jealous.
Yeah.
because only
Yeah.
the faculty room had that. Like we just drank soda like it was normal.
Well, one of the last day jobs I had, we had free sodas in the fridge, and I'm not even exaggerating. I would drink 5 cans of soda a day.
Oh, yeah.
I drink a 2-liter a day.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
I get
easily.
it totally.
So about your mom, because you were talking about her, was she healthy looking? Like, is she like, you know what I'm saying?
She was the healthiest looking of all. Like
How many are you siblings and stuff?
2. I have 2 sisters, an older and a younger.
Okay.
So we
she
all
was-
were kind of affected by how we ate. It was a very dysfunctional situation. It was like it was a really unhealthy house. Like my mom was healthier than us technically, but she wasn't like forcing us like to turn things around. Like we didn't have an idea of what actual healthy eating was, or portion control, or like any kind of thing of like, hey, food was the thing of like food all the time, food.
Yeah.
So it was like, all right, and dessert every night, no matter what.
I love
so
that.
interesting
You know what
because
I'm
it's an Irish family. It's so interesting how everyone is different, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't think that.
You wouldn't think that?
That is a lot about food. Like I know Jewish and Italian people, it's very centered on food. So
Yeah.
it's just interesting to me.
It was like very meat and potatoes.
And the dessert every night though too. Like
dessert
that's a
every
thing.
night.
I love
ice
that.
cream and well, no, but it made me not really because it was in my head. I had from even to this day, like I said, I have it where I'm like, all right, now I need something sweet. I had my meal, now I need something sweet.
Right.
And that's not a healthy way of
No,
thinking.
I know.
It's also not. I think like I said, I'm a routine person. I brought the waters. I bring the vanilla wafers for like.
Right.
I have it like, I'll bring these and I'll be able to have some because everybody's having some.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'll do
Yeah.
that. So
Yep.
like, I still have that. It's very hard to shake. I'm not like a cut back kind of guy. I'm like I should be cutting back on calories and stuff, which I'm trying to do now, but
I'm
that's,
not.
like, hard to do.
I'm not a cut back kind of guy either.
Yeah.
Because I love that neither one of you noticed I said guy.
I noticed it.
But I always say I have to cut things out completely, or else I can't. I personally
cold
can't
turkey?
have a little. Yeah, I can't. I can't have like 1 or 2 or 5 vanilla wafers.
I don't want to say it, but I don't think I can either.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really, like you said that on the last episode we recorded, like though you can't have the one kind of thing.
I can't.
Like no matter how many times I get back, quote unquote, on the wagon with food and then lose 40 pounds,
Yeah.
I don't think that I can have a cheat day. I don't think I can have a little bit because I won't be able to fucking stop.
Well, this is me from. I'm talking 40 years of going through this. At a certain point, I'm like, oh, okay. I've done this 700 times,
Yeah.
and I can't have
I
a
have
little.
too.
So
I have. But I'm not saying that it's healthy to have dessert with every meal, but I think maybe it's a sickness in my head that I think it's like really fun. I think it's adorable. Or
Not
like the
if you
way
have a food issue,
That's
though.
my point.
Yeah.
Or like the way you bring Nilla wafers. Like I can't go to somebody's house without bringing like a cake.
Right.
Like I love that.
And that's like right. Like society is built around food. Like you bring that's a nice thing to do. It's a polite thing to do. Bring a cake to somebody's house.
Right.
It seems normal. And then you get to have some cake. You know, like it's not. But I'm not. My dad was like, bring a cake to somebody's house, or like buy a cake for the house, eat the whole cake. like that. Like he was a binge guy. Like he would kind of hide it sometimes, I think too. But he would get into something, but it's all emotional. He would go to therapy for it, and I think he would go to OA meetings for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it is very, very, people, I mean, it is most of the time emotional. Yeah. Why?
Yeah, my thing is I'm not overeating technically, but the things I'm eating aren't healthy. And
right.
And if I'm still drinking, which I was up until recently, I actually went to the doctor today and I had to stop drinking, but like, I, not because it was some crazy thing, but from my digestion, but like, I was never like, oh, I'm going to eat a ton of this stuff, but I was like, oh, I'll go for the unhealthiest option. But the weird thing about me is I'm also a plain eater. I'm not putting tons of things on top
I've always heard that's a very Irish thing.
It is.
Like the meat and potatoes part, and then being like a plain eater, like not a lot of mayonnaise or like a plain. I've always heard that's a very Irish thing.
Yeah. I'll literally have if I have a burger, I put bacon on top. That's it.
No ketchup?
I don't like ketchup.
Holy shit.
That's
all sugar.
It's all sugar.
The ketchup part.
So it's weird. It's kind of weird. It's like there's things that I'm cutting out. Mayo, even mayo, like it has,
yeah,
it's
it's
the best
horrible for you.
Right, exactly. So it's like I'm cutting out certain things, but I'm also drinking, and I was drinking soda for the longest time, or I'm having iced teas here and there. But if I could cut all that out, I'd probably drop some more weight. But now I'm getting older. And
it's harder.
It just levels off, Well,
it amazes me that. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just going to ask, I know that you're, going through stuff in your life, and the comedy business is so tough and up and down. And how long have you been doing it, by the way? When did you start?
I started July 2006.
Oh, okay.
So wow. I'm 11 years in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I thought it was less time than that.
So really?
Time flies by. It's just
That's
crazy.
That's crazy.
But I've always thought you were brilliant. Always.
Thank you so much.
I mean, you're such a great
Oh, my God,
comic.
he is.
You really are.
He is.
Ditto to both of you.
The energy is
I'm not just saying
so
it.
I know,
I really
good.
don't love a lot of comedy, and yours is amazing.
Oh, I appreciate that.
But do you think that we were talking in the last episode about how doing comedy is such a lifesaver and so therapeutic? What do you do if you cut out food and booze and all of that?
Yeah.
What would you what are some things you do? Do you have anything you do to deal with emotions and feelings and stress and
No, I was going to therapy. I haven't gone in a month or two, but I was going to therapy. I was actually doing Skype therapy because my therapist closed down her practice in the city. But I was going to therapy. That was helping as far as emotional stuff goes. And then also what I realized, the gym thing, I'm not a crazy gym person. I'm not I'm not Matteo Lane. I'm not a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
But I was going to the gym, and how I was feeling after that was helping me.
I know, it's a huge help.
And I'm all I kept thinking was I want to have that feeling again. So I'm all right, I'll go back to the treadmill, and then I'll do some of the weights. And I was trying to get more and more into that. And then from moving, I kind of, I cut into my routine, and I had a new routine, which was hanging out a little bit more and, whatever it was.
So I know that you're going through some shit lately.
Yeah,
whatnot.
I'm going through a divorce, but I'm in the separation part right now.
Right. So has that affected food, drinking? You sound like you're in a good patch as far as food and booze goes.
Yeah, I think that it's not as bad as I was, but I was doing better before the separation as far as food goes. I was cutting out more because I was, the whole gym thing, like I said. So I didn't go back 100%, but the drinking and the drinking I went up a lot. The drinking, because I was going hang out at the cellar afterwards, or I was going out after, because I used to go back to my apartment.
I know, that's so hard because you want to stay busy and be around people, and you don't want to be alone. But then there's drinking, there's all this shit.
Yeah, then you get
and
loaded,
wings and nachos.
I was just going to say.
And then I have right, exactly. There's all food, and I'm eating, and you have dinner, and then you're like, hey, but let's get some more, whatever it is. And then I would be drinking, and then then you just get used to how that feeling is when you're drunk, that feeling of the waking up the next day. But if you had a few drinks, and you're like, oh, I'm getting used to this tired feeling of waking up. So I got back to that a little bit, but then I caught myself, and I'm back to not doing that.
See, that's what amazes me. That especially from where you live now, Jessica, Long Island, and where we grew up, you had a dad in the 80s and 90s that went to OA and that took care of himself in that. That.
Well, at least tried and went
that's
for
my
help.
point.
That's very rare.
And to hear you say you go to therapy, that is so rare. And it's almost like when you say, but I caught myself, and that seems to be how you were raised. And it's for your dad to do that.
I just thought the exact same
right?
thing.
I'll tell you, I appreciate that, but you know what it is? It's my age. Because when my dad died, I didn't go to therapy for years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad died when I was 22, 21 or whatever it was. So yeah, he was 53. So like,
Oh my
Jesus,
God.
I
he
hate
was
hearing
super
that.
young. Yeah. So I didn't deal with that for years and years. And that's probably why drinking and eating and all that, I didn't change my habits. I just kept things the way they were so I don't have to deal with stuff.
Right.
So this is going to sound so crazy. Actually, you'll probably understand it. I think I thought I had to keep myself the way I look as almost like an homage to my
get
dad.
it.
Totally makes sense.
Does it make sense?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like I kind
Yep.
of realized that after from going to like 4 years of therapy, but like that's why I was like, oh, I'm not going to try to improve myself, even though that should have been I wasn't even when I was 21, I was skinnier than I am now. But I mean, like when I started gaining weight, I was drinking more and more and more and getting bigger and bigger. Like I think I had it in my head, like, no, I look like my dad, like that's fine, like I'll be fine, but it's not because it's unhealthy. You know?
Did he pass away because of his health stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, well, so that's going to make you. I mean, I mean, that would make me much more aware if I reached a certain age to be scared.
It would. It should have. It didn't until like until I got older.
I mean, you're still
I
not
was in denial for a long time.
right.
Yeah.
Right. But I would, if I had a parent, God forbid, pass. If I was younger, I would definitely be more afraid to get sick at a certain age.
Right. I should have. You know what it was? I was so young when it happened. I think I thought like, no, I'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But if I was my age now when it happened, I'd probably start running half marathon.
I
You know what I'm
know.
saying? Like
I
I think I'd be
know.
like, oh, because it's so closer in age too. Like I have it in my head, not to get too morbid. Sorry for getting morbid.
No, we get morbid.
Yeah.
You get horrible. Yeah.
But I have it in my head that I'll last till like 53. That's what I have.
Yeah,
in my
a
head.
lot of
makes
people
sense.
do. A lot. When their
Because-
parent passes at a young age,
Yeah.
they like. I've had friends where their parent passed at a young age, and then when they get to that age, they freak
Yeah,
out.
Rosie O'Donnell talked about that. I remember
Mm-hmm.
that always stuck with me because her mom was like young, and she said when she passed that age, 41 or whatever it was,
Yeah.
it was like bizarre and freaky.
Yeah.
You know, my dad when he was my age did a complete like I was a gym rat until 2 years ago. My dad when he was my age would like walk in a circle in the basement if it was raining outside and he couldn't exercise. He would take a bite of lemon pound cake if he had a sweet tooth, a bite of it and put it away.
He was just like, yeah.
Always eating greens,
mine
turkey,
was not like
meatballs,
that.
no beef. But my point is, like, because high blood pressure is so prevalent in my family, he like kicked its ass and lived to be 83, almost 84.
Wow.
And it's like, I wish that I had the kind of dedication that I had, in my 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
Like I was addicted to the gym and to good, healthy eating. And now I'm not. Like I'm the opposite of what you're saying. Like now I should be like I was then. I wish I were.
Yeah. Well, I had it with where he. What was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. But no, yeah, you're right. That's what I was like for the longest time. I just didn't. I detached from it. I didn't think of it. I didn't think of our. It's weird. Like I thought of myself, I wanted to be like my dad, but I also didn't think our health or our genetics were attached. Even being told that.
Mm-hmm.
He also. If you want to talk about ignoring stuff, like he had these things called mini strokes, which are called TIAs, and that's basically your body being like, "We'll give you a shot."
I know.
Did he smoke?
No,
Did he smoke?
No.
Okay.
He just. It was eating. It was cakes and sweets.
Salt.
And so he had like 2 TIAs, and that's your body being like, "Hey, shape up."
Yep.
And
It's
he
a
didn't.
warning.
Yeah, and then he had a regular stroke. And then he had a heart attack. And then when he was in rehab for that, he had another heart attack. And then for a year and a half, his
Young.
body shut
Like
down.
this started
53.
so he died at 53, but all that was the
It's like 49, 50, probably 50 to 53, I'm guessing, is when it really got
Yeah,
bad.
there were no
For-
guarantees.
for
And he had
year and a half-
diabetes and all that, but I don't have diabetes.
For a year and a half, what? He was struggling? Is
He
that
was
what
bedridden. He was paralyzed
Oh,
on one side.
God.
So, yeah. So he was in our dining room, and he was, he was bedridden, and he kind of, like, slowly lost it. Like, he wasn't the same person when he died, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually want to hear a funny story? Okay, the morning that he died, he's in our house. This is another morbid story, but it's really funny. And my mom would go to church a lot at the time, whatever. And she still does. And she was in a community group called the Catholic Daughters of America, okay? But every time somebody died, they would call the rest of the girls in the group, right? So my dad just had died. He's still there. We're all like upset and crying. We're hanging out. We get a phone call, and my sister picks up the phone and it goes, "This is Doris from the Catholic Daughters of America. John Donnelly has died."
They called your house.
They called our house.
Oh my God!
And my sister was like, "Blah!" Like she didn't know what to do. Like had a reaction. Like, "That's actually my dad." And the woman was mortified.
Oh, that poor woman. She probably never let it go.
She probably. That stayed with her for a while.
Right, every single day she was like, "I should have never called that house."
But we were laughing. We were laughing so hard. It was so funny.
You have to laugh through the trauma.
Oh,
also.
absolutely.
So, and do you feel like it's hard as a stand-up to like on the road and stuff? I mean, I think it makes it it makes it a lot harder for me when I'm on the road to take care of myself.
Yeah, I think road stuff. Well, I've been doing headlining on the road for like 3 years, or 3.5 years. I'm getting better now, but when I was first, I'm still bad. Don't get me wrong, but I thought it was like I'm on vacation. Like bring on the cinnamon rolls.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah, it feels like you're on vacation.
I feel like that too. I feel like I'm on vacation.
I'll find a Burger King. I'll find whatever else. I'm not trying to be like, let me lead a. I'm like, if I'm going to be working,
that is so funny.
I'm by myself. Especially when I was still married and I'm by myself. I'm like, yeah. And my wife wouldn't really control what I eat at all. She was just kind of try to guide me a little bit because she's a great eater and very healthy. And she got healthy as she got older, but I literally would go and be like, let's do it. Like I would drink. Like I learned my lesson. Like one of the first gigs I did was like in Alaska. I got so drunk on that Friday, I barely could do the show on Saturday. And I was eating like a madman. I had a thing where I'm like, I want to go to a barbecue place and every city I go to. Then I eat a barbecue place and not be able to move for like 3 hours. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Oh yeah. It feels like, it's like, you feel like you're just going on a trip that you're not working. Because we work an hour a night.
It's the best.
But I'm stressed all day, so it's kind of like it's not relaxing for me to be on the road anymore.
Do you feel like it all day?
Feels that. What?
Like I feel like Jessica does. I feel stressed all day. Do you feel like that?
Yes, I feel like having that show at night.
Yeah, me too.
Gets me on edge the whole day, and that's why I think that there you go. That's the food thing. So literally, that's why I'm like, I have my routine. I'll go get lunch from a place. I'll find a place to have lunch, probably a barbecue place
with dessert.
I'll go back with dessert, and then I'll go. Right, it's usually the lobby, the hotel lobby,
and
like
the 2 sides or 3 sides option with barbecue.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, there's no green beans anywhere on the plate.
Macaroni and cheese, and
I go back, and the way I used to do it for like 2 of those years, maybe 2.5 years, was I would just watch Law and Order SVU, just like comatose, until then I would shower and go to the show. Now I've gotten into the treadmill, so I'll literally go to lunch still, not do the barbecue unless it's like a real barbecue type place, and then I go to the treadmill and then I shower.
Good for you, Sean. That's good.
Yeah, it's like
shit.
It's not great, but it's like good.
It's
for
very
what
good.
I am.
That's pretty good.
To be on the road and be in a hotel and get down to the treadmill is a big deal.
You know what it was? I think it was. You know what it was? I was having. I don't know about you, but I feel like when I was doing the other way, I had no energy to get through both shows.
That's how I'm feeling lately. That's why I need. Someone just said to me today, you have to start walking again because you'll have more energy.
Yeah, it really. That's what it was doing. Like it makes you. It's weird. It gives you more energy.
But don't you think standing on stage is enough exercise?
Well, it feels
like you're moving your arms.
Feels like you work out when you get off stage. Don't you feel like you've been through a workout?
Like walking up and down the stairs to the stage. Don't you think that's enough?
Yeah, I think
I do.
That's what we look to do. Like we're like, what's the bare minimum I can do where I feel like I'm active on the road?
I walk to the microphone 7 feet.
I did that where I'm like, if they don't have a treadmill, I'm like, I'll just walk around the hotel, and then I walk outside for like 10 feet, and I'm like, all right, that was good, that was cool.
Yeah, but you have such an awareness of that, like. Getting your exercise in, doing the treadmill. Like, you have to understand, like, people listening, some of those hotels on the road have, like, that sad one room with the 2 treadmills and only 1 treadmill works.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever in there. There's, like, a towel from 1993. It's depressing.
It's not great.
TV, but you do it.
You do it. And I do it now. I didn't do it for a long time.
Right.
And I think I did it because I think there was a couple of gigs where I was like, I really felt, I'm like, my brain was like shutting off by the end of the second show. And then I was like, I better step this up. And So, yeah, I think, but I still have the thing when I go on the road that I'm like, hey, I'll stop off and get junk food almost the whole trip. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. That's the hardest thing in the world is to get to that point where you have that healthy brain where you're like, all right, let me go for the healthiest option first. And then every once in a while, like my diet's like pizza, hamburgers, and shit like that.
Now,
yeah.
Like when I'm on the road with Jessica, I feel like I have to be good. When I'm on the road with me, it's a free for all, like a feeding frenzy.
Yeah.
Like Jessica, the worst thing I'll have is like a salad at Wendy's. Like the worst thing I'll have.
I don't eat bread.
I know.
Oh, you'll eat a salad.
Me,
yeah.
like in other words, the worst thing I'll have. Like it's actually a great thing. I'll be really good if I travel with you as far as food goes. But when I'm alone, it's like that. It's like being on vacation. Hey, we're on vacation. Come on, eat. It's
You get a
horrible.
Snickers. You get a Snickers.
Olive Garden.
I'll talk to the people who work at the hotel, and I'll
Yeah, the locals.
chit chat with them.
I love
While
that.
you're shoving food.
And there's always cookies at the desk. Oh my God, that's the best one. Like Holiday Inn has cookies at the desk.
Oh, the warm cookies.
Oh my God.
Is it Holiday Inn? I don't. Who cares?
Chris Stefano, when we kept going back to the desk to get warm cookies somewhere. They were so good.
They get mad at you.
No, the desk girl was like 411 pounds. She had to stand
The
on the
desk
side behind
girl.
the counter.
So she was like, I get it.
The desk girl.
That's like a new movie. It's like Gone Girl, but the desk girl.
The desk girl.
She just eats herself to death.
The desk girl.
The girl on the train, the desk girl, and the Gone Girl.
She ate her name tag and burped out the pin. What's your favorite, like, go-to? Like, what's your favorite pig-out comfort food junk thing? Favorite thing?
Junk food?
Whether it's Devil Dogs or Taco Bell or Burger King or pizza, Domino's, real pizza, whatever it is.
It's like now my newest thing is Burger King. I'll go to Burger King and I'll get an extra large chicken fries meal with an extra thing of chicken fries on top of it. And they never know what the hell I'm talking about.
I love you.
They'll never know what I ask him. When I'm asking that, I go, let me get the chicken fries meal extra large with the chicken, add another chicken fries thing on top of it. And they go, you want another chicken fries? And I go, yeah, it's Burger King. We're not.
What's a chicken fry?
Oh, I think they're like
Evan.
they're amazing. They're
Evan.
like skinny chicken tenders that are kind of spicy, and they're not like nuggets, and they taste different than like the other chicken from Burger King. They're actually like a throwback, almost like the chicken tenders they used to have, which they got rid of, and then I think people like the chicken tenders.
They probably come in a bag that's called like meat solid number 41.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
I go to McDonald's and I get like a 20-piece chicken McNugget as the appetizer.
Oh,
and then for
while
the
you're
main
waiting.
thing, I'll get a Big Mac, and I don't get fries.
Appetizer.
I'll get a Big Mac and a cheeseburger, like the kitty cheeseburger,
Yeah.
and a Big Mac. My ideal at McDonald's, even though Burger King is my favorite, I'm laughing because
Frank's
Jessica,
laughing. Can you please look?
Jessica destroyed
My
the
whole
microphone.
mic stand is
just fell apart.
Yeah, I'm holding a piece. Look at Alex's face. Look, he's freaking out. He has
No,
to
he's
come in here and
not.
fix it. No, not
He
in a
has such
bad way.
good
This is
teeth.
expensive equipment. I'm sorry, I was jerking it off.
You got too excited.
Even though Burger King is my favorite.
Yeah, McDonald's I can't have because I'm at the point now where that
Do
just
you feel
stays with me.
sick?
Yeah, I
Holy
feel sick for like
shit.
2 days.
I
after.
can't. Like a half hour later, I feel like I'm on drugs.
Yeah, and
Sick after McDonald's.
It slows you down for like 2 days.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Like
It's bad.
a chemical reaction
Yeah.
to McDonald's. I don't know what the fuck is in that stuff.
I was going to like
Evil.
Pennsylvania, and
Yeah.
I went to a McDonald's, and it's funny you said appetizer because I went in there, and they go, "Okay, here's your number. Go have a seat," and then they bring your food out to you.
Really?
At a McDonald's. Yeah.
Wow, I need to start going there again.
They're trying to mix it up. They're trying to like do different stuff. People start going in. I think people They stopped going to McDonald's. A lot of people stopped going to
A
McDonald's.
lot of
Right,
people.
right.
It was much more mainstream, but now I think the majority of the country probably still goes to McDonald's.
Yeah.
When you're a
but it
kid-
was totally mainstream.
It was
Trump
totally
supporters
Right.
definitely go to
Go to
McDonald's.
Trump goes to
Absolutely.
McDonald's. They have him. He has a McDonald's menu. He has.
Excuse me.
He has to have. Oh no! What is not?
No,
KFC?
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh,
Yeah.
KFC
All during
menu.
his campaign, he had a bag of fast food in front of him. KFC.
It's amazing that
Yep.
he eats that every day and he hates black people.
Your nanny.
Lurleen.
He hated my nanny.
Can you imagine? His lips look like worms.
I can't take it.
Yeah, but when you were a kid, like what you were saying before, do you remember the thrill of McDonald's or Burger King when you were a
McDonald's.
kid? Did you have that? Like, was fast food thrilling to you as a kid?
Yes, but I didn't eat a lot.
thrill.
But yes, of course.
Why? You didn't love it? It's not your thing.
I just, we didn't have a lot around right where I grew up. Like you had to go to a different town
Oh, really?
to get it. But I grew up eating like subs a lot, like those Italian subs with the oil and vinegar and them. Oh,
I don't love those.
God, I love them. And pizza and, all that kind
You
of
had
shit.
Domino's, though, didn't you? Wasn't that the under the bed story?
Yeah, I used to order a
Listen to
Domino's pie
podcasts.
a day and hide the boxes.
But
You wouldn't get local pizza places pizza?
No, I did that too.
Let me ask you this: do you guys think of Domino's and pizza place pizza as the same thing?
No! Oh my God! No, way!
But when the chef at Domino's that day knows what they're doing, it's fucking amazing. If it's like
It
a
is
good person,
but it's different. But a real
sure.
pizza from like a New York pizzeria
It's different.
is
But
incredible.
like Domino's smells like a chemical of what pizza is supposed to smell like. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or like Subway too. When you walk by Subway,
Subway just smells like chemicals for miles.
it
I remember
smells
I
like
know.
chemical bread.
the first Subway in my neighborhood was like near my high school, kind of. I remember people were so excited to go there, and right away I didn't like Subway because I was like, it smells like it
smells like if Glade had
chlorophyll.
Yeah, if Glade had like a can that was like scented bread.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
spray
right.
your bathroom
Yeah,
with, like
yeah.
Forest Field or whatever. Glade had a can of bread scented.
What would
Absolutely.
be your ideal pizza? Because what we like to do is talk about delicious food so that people are tortured after
And then
the
they eat it.
podcast. And then they
The one I love the best. you
Yeah.
mean? I'm a cheese pizza guy,
Yeah,
but
me too.
I like grandma or Sicilian.
What's grandma?
It's amazing.
Grandma's with like what was it, garlic on top with
It's
fresh tomato.
Yeah, it's fresh tomato, fresh mozzarella. It's
I
incredible.
don't like that.
Baked,
And
like
my
you get
mother and
basil.
grandmother made that. I don't like that.
I
You don't
do.
like that?
I'd rather
I love
have
it.
Domino's with extra sauce, extra cheese, black olive, and meatballs. I like junk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
My mother
I
used to
don't-
get
yeah.
one of her hands through her hair like she wanted to pull it out.
One
I
of
like
the best
junk.
things is Joe's Sicilian slice. Is like one of the best slices
In the city, yeah.
Middle.
Joe's.
It has to be middle though if it's Sicilian.
starving right
I don't
now.
want the edges. We want our listeners to not be able to leave their houses, so they have to listen to the podcast. They're too
Most
fat
of our
to walk.
listeners are stuck in a room.
They have a
and have
hospital
to be
bed in
cut
the living
out.
room.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Saw out of a room fat.
No.
That's what we go for. The saw out of a room fat listener.
No, they're very smart, our listeners. They
That's
really
so
are.
good. They are.
They
We're just
are.
targeting more of a
They're
Trump
just
audience
damaged
now.
and very sad, which
Yeah.
is great because they're going to laugh and have fun listening.
Well, it makes
to
them
this.
feel better listening to this.
Yeah.
You know, it's a hard. You have your opinions about food, and you think you're the only one who has it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and then you realize, oh yeah, everybody else thought the same thing, and people struggle. I think it's one of the biggest. Like, you watch all those documentaries. It's one of the biggest problems right now.
Huge.
It's huge.
Now they're gonna have.
problem.
They had big tobacco. They're gonna have big sugar. They already said it. Like,
Huge.
Big sugar. They're gonna try to take them down.
Like, remember we were talking about bringing a cake to somebody's house? It's rare, but it does happen that you get the person like, oh, thank you, but I don't eat sugar. Like, nobody likes that person. It's
No.
almost become like, well, you should just, actually, I guess, accept the gift graciously.
Yeah, you should be like, thanks so much.
But it's also like part of our culture and part of our life to like what did I have? I had ice cream yesterday, and I was like, I don't want to have this alone. Have it with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a
Oh, yeah.
social thing to get ice cream, get
Not
pizza.
me. See, I'm so different. I eat it alone and I hide and
I'd
lie.
rather eat it alone. I got Taco Bell alone on the way to go to dinner with my niece the other day. That's different.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, culturally, it's kind of like a thing
Yeah.
to go to Baskin Robbins to do stuff together. The other thing is that's different, though. Like the sneak eating. I mean, obviously, I do. Most of our people do.
It's also the other thing is when you can, like you said with the Domino's, when you can pick out the good spots.
Oh, my God.
The Baskin Robbins by my mom's house is like a well-run Baskin.
Yep.
Like, and you know you're gonna get a consistent. thing.
Where is it? Because I live near there now.
It's in Franklin Square. It's like
I know which one you're talking
You know, Hyde
about.
Park Road and with the King Collins Shopping Center.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is
yes.
that where the TCBY is that we go to in Franklin Square by you?
No, that's over.
No.
That's West Hempstead probably.
No, it's I can't remember. Valley Stream.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
one. It was like on the way.
Oh
to,
no, the TCBY is in Garden City.
I would
This is
try.
fascinating for
I would
everyone.
try and
Yeah,
explain to
I love that
audiences. I
street.
tried.
I've been there for like 30. I've been there since I was in high school.
Yeah,
The TCBY.
If I
Yeah.
eat,
It used to be big.
If I eat a small cup of TCBY, I can blow up the whole apartment building. I'm not even kidding. I can't eat that shit. It's all chemicals.
It's
Yeah,
all
it's all
chemicals.
chemicals.
Literally,
It's all crap.
red mango doesn't get me sick.
I never had red mango.
I haven't either.
It's healthy, but
I had
it's
like 16 handles, and I was like, it was all right.
It's okay. It's a fortune. It's okay. I feel like 16 handles.
At that point, if you're gonna, because I don't, to be honest, I won't even go. I think ice cream is one of those things where I don't. It's not like you're eating on a daily basis. I
So
don't
if
eat
you
ice
go,
cream.
you might as well get it.
You might as well get ice cream. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
hot fudge sundae. Oh my
the best.
god! Wait, Sean, you're not dating, are you?
No,
Yeah.
Not yet.
How do you feel about starting to do that? Like, do you?
I feel weird.
Yeah.
Like, what happens is you feel like you're still. It's like you're not supposed to do it. Like that's
I
the way I
know.
feel. I have a thing in my head like, oh, it's too soon to do it, which it is too soon.
How long were you married?
6 years.
I was just blown away when you told me you were separated. I don't know
a lot
why.
of people were. Yeah.
Alone, it didn't strike me as ever that it was ever going to be a thing of you breaking up.
We don't have kids. It's totally amicable.
Right.
It's like one of those
Right.
things where, we drifted apart. It was like one of those kind of things. It just didn't work out properly.
Do you blame comedy at all?
I do. Absolutely. Oh, I was talking to somebody about this the other
How
day.
do you not? Right.
Not 100%.
No,
It's
but it is a
But
very
it's a huge
There's
factor.
no,
Yeah.
and also it took me a little while to realize that it was part of it because I thought, oh, this is my job and whatever else. But absolutely, comedy added to the problems of my marriage.
Well, you have gone into, because I've known you the whole time, I think. You
Pretty
have
much.
gone
I did
into-
your shows when I first started. Yeah,
I used to produce new talent shows. And you went head first right away. Like, you've busted your ass as a comic.
When I started, I kept going. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm saying you work very hard.
Oh, thank you.
You do.
Yeah.
So,
well, I got into the whole mic thing. The whole mic thing was
Right.
like do a mic every night, at least 1 or 2 mics a night.
Right.
So I got used to going up every night.
It's the only way.
But back when I first met my wife, I was 2 years into comedy, and you can even try to shoot for a mic a night, but you know what? Your weekends are always free in the beginning because nobody's
I know.
paying you you're not getting paid yet. So we had the weekends, and then when things got better, I didn't have as many of the weekends, or it was less time, or was going out more, or whatever it was. And then the past 3 or 4 years is road stuff, headlining stuff. So gone. There was stretches where I was gone 3 months every weekend.
Murder.
I had a stretch. This is the longest it's been, but not 3 months straight. 3 months every weekend I was gone. So
It's
like
very
3 days.
hard.
It's hard. Yeah.
That's like, see, the thing is, like, with stand-up goes in generations. I guess it's every 3 years. And Sean was always, to me, the generation ahead of me. And I was so influenced by you, Mark Norman, Samarel, Nick. I mean, it was just so that the way to come up was to do open mics, 1 or 2 a night.
Yeah.
And then your bar shows, and then your road, and then opening for people colleges. Like, that was the way to do it. And I was so inspired that's why I did it the way that I did. You know what I mean? That's kind of formula. But Jessica was always like the goddess that we all looked up to.
Aw,
It was
stop
it's true.
it.
We all did the new talent shows and whatnot. And then to see somebody turn a room upside down like that, it was just
Well, I love doing your
Crazy.
shows so much because there was never any bullshit involved with the shows.
No.
It was literally like
I never lied and told people they would get seen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I tell people
The
that
William Morris agency
any
is
chance
very
when
good.
people bring up new talent shows, I've said that every time I go because there's other things. There's things out there right now where people lie to people.
It's
and
so
they tell them
horrible. We're all so desperate. I
Yeah.
mean,
it's a racket.
and you used to just be like, "Hey, this is a good show where you can have your because at that point
Maybe
people
get
who
a
are coming to do
tape,
that
you
they're
know.
not doing good shows.
Yeah.
So hey, yeah, you bring some people. We're gonna tape it for you.
Right.
Bring your family so they can see you on like a regular club stage.
right.
And it'll be a good way to test out what you've been doing. Like,
The other
you
thing
know.
is I used to always put on people even if they didn't have audience with them. So sometimes there'd be like 6 people in the audience, you know.
Right,
and
and
sometimes
that's
we'd be
great.
packed.
Yeah, that's
Right.
the way to do it. It's like it was so much more supportive than any of these other ones that
Bring
were out.
15.
Well, there was
Bring
one guy.
20.
There was like I wouldn't say it was, but I think there was one guy back when I started where it was like you had to bring 30. I heard when he
I was
first started
20, 30 people.
30 people.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Who
But
even knows that many?
Right, exactly.
Right. But it is also, as you said, the way to hear, like I remember the first time, because I'd been going to open up mics for so long, the first time I got on stage like that, in a real room, oh my God, I'm getting laughs.
Right,
Because
yeah.
in open mics, people are just staring at, back then it was notebooks, it wasn't phones.
Yeah.
And it was like, holy shit, I'm getting laughs from
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, that's what you needed. Like, you
That's what
needed-
it's for.
It was like a
Right.
payoff. Like it was a payoff for all the mics you've been doing. It's
Yep.
like here you go, set this up, and you'll see your work is paid off. Like it's that
Right.
kind of thing.
Dude, you're the best. Thank you so much for joining us on Fat Bay.
Can you
Thank you
tell
for having
everyone
me.
where to reach you and what's coming
Yeah,
up?
yeah.
And plug
Yes.
anything?
Shit.
I am doing. You can reach me. I'm on at Shawnytime on Instagram and Twitter.
How do you
and
spell
also
it? SEAN? Right?
SEANYTIME. And I have my podcast. It's on the same network as this one. This lovely podcast. It's called Defend Your Movie. And it has a Twitter at Defend Your Movie.
Love
and I
it.
want to plug. We're doing a live one on December 2nd at Union Hall at 8 o'clock.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
Cool.
yeah. So we're gonna have. It's gonna be a little bit different than the regular show. It's gonna have like a couple of games and then a guest and stuff like that. So definitely, if you like the podcast, come on down and if you check it out and you dig it, come check it out. December 2nd, which is a Saturday at 8 p.m.
Okay, cool, and we'll plug that online too. But
right, thanks.
you have to see Sean's comedy. He's great.
He's awesome.
Really great.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming
Thanks
on.
for coming on.
Write to us guys at heyfatpig@gmail.com, at Instagram, and at Twitter. It's all heyfatpig. Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
We love you.
I'm starving.